everyone was so stuck up on consumerism, make it available, let's sell. So then I kind of figured out, okay, I want to understand more about sustainable fashion. And I started shopping something for myself. I mean, started looking out, what are the options? And then the only options that I found was like, I'll just try to be very honest here. Even if it is to order, there is a lot of waste. So imagine in mass production, like the amount of waste that is produced. It's actually produced or not used. I just think, okay, let's get a brand from Australia. But I was like, no, but the carbon footprint is going to be just too much.
Bamboo also a eco-friendly fabric, or does it use a lot of chemical additives in it?
I was hearing a video the other day, and the lady was saying you might have just 1 or 2 threads of recycled yarn in a dress, and they can call it made from recycled fabric.
Hi Deepthi, welcome to the Eco Sheroes Podcast. So lovely to have you on the show. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for having me, Pallavi. It's truly a pleasure.
Deepthi, to start with, it would be great if you could introduce yourself to the audience.
Yeah, sure. So my name is Deepthi. I am actually a Dubai kid. I'm born here. I grew up here, spent all my life here. I come from a very middle class family, not very high ambitions when I was growing up. But then life led me to, kind of become an entrepreneur. I think I'm blessed that I had a 13 years of corporate life, which was mostly in finance and accounting. And I've worked with really, inspiring, empowering people. So all that translated me to kind of have an established corporate life and then also have the freedom to choose to become an entrepreneur after almost 13 to 14 years. And that's how Only Ethikal started. I'm originally from India. I'm from Kerala, and I live here in Dubai with my small family, with my husband and my daughter.
Yeah, nice. That's wonderful. So how did your journey into sustainable fashion begin? What made you start your initiative Only Ethical, which is sustainable fashion? So why this idea?
Okay, so just a background about me. I was a hardcore fast fashion shopper when I was having a salary.
Okay.
as an employee, as a hardcore fast fashion shopper. And I think it's very strange. I never thought when I was buying, when I was buying, I never thought what goes behind this. I never asked that question. Like, it is like it was a highlight of my day if I found a nice dress at the cheapest price. That's the kind of person I was. So when I actually took a break from work, my corporate life, I started looking into fashion because I liked fashion. I like fashion because it's creative. It's somebody's design. It is somebody's. It makes. I don't know. It used to make me happy when when I see a nice piece of cloth or even a fabric. So I started learning a bit more about fashion and things like that. And it was the same time the conversation started happening around sustainability in general in this region. And, so I started learning more about sustainability in general. And I came across some conversations, very random, get-togethers, where people started speaking about fashion and things like that. And Netflix started. They came up with this True Cost documentary.
Yes,
I watched that.
Quite an impact.
Yes, that was really an eye-opener. Like till then, honestly, in all honesty, I had no clue. I never asked the question, how is this what is the impact of this? Because nobody tells you that, nobody, everyone was so stuck up on consumerism, like make it available, let's sell. So then I kind of figured out, okay, I want to understand more about sustainable fashion. And I started shopping something for myself. I mean, started looking out, what are the options? So this was back in between 2018 and 19. And then the only options that I found was like brands like luxury brands like Stella McCartney, just big budget. I don't have that budget. Even now, I can't afford a Stella McCartney. But so then I realized there's a gap in the market where the potentially at that time, back in 2018-19, there could be a demand for more sustainable products, but not everyone can shell out $1,000 for a pair of pants or a top or whatever.
Yeah.
So I was like, it's not possible that it has to be only luxury. And I investigated a bit more, and that's how we actually came across Doodlage, which is one of our partners who work with us on our website. They does amazing stuff. They upcycle from fabric waste. The co-founders of Doodlage is actually a good friend as well. So, we started having this very healthy conversation around sustainable fashion and what's the kind of impact they are trying to bring. I was like, guys, we should work together, let's do something together. And so then they said, yeah, you tell us how, and then we start working together. I said, okay. And then that's how Only Ethical actually came together. Then there was also other brands like Summer House was one of the first brands that we had. Very good company. So the interesting part is that the brands that I launched were all from India. So they are able to produce sustainable fashion at the price of like 350 500 dirhams. You get a nice dress, primarily because they are at source of the resources, the raw materials. So they don't have a lot of import of raw materials going on. And obviously it's made in India. So the labor cost is much different from how it is if it is produced in a country in Europe or even locally in UAE at that point. They were able to produce solutions, certain price point, which makes it more accessible for the audience here, a larger audience. So I started with 5 brands like that, primarily focusing on sustainable materials, ethical production, and process itself. The other brand that we started was Riaz Jaipur, again based out in India. Very interesting. Their production unit back in 2018 itself was powered by solar. Wow. There's a wastewater management there. So that's another. So it's not just the product and the ethical production. We also kind of try to work with understanding, how is their whole process, the sustainability process.
Right.
And there was another company called Free Set. They were actually helping women who escape from human trafficking. They teach them, how to make a bag, a t-shirt, and things like that. We worked with them as well.
I love the bag which I have. I bought from
that
brand.
Yes, the blue and the green one.
Yes.
All my family has it.
It's lovely. I love that.
Yeah, everyone loved this bag. Yeah. So that was also a very interesting collaboration. So from 5 brands, we have come to 40 brands now. And each one of them have a very interesting story. They are homegrown brands. They are working in small batches of production. Everything is made to order, to absolutely control waste of production. But the interesting things, I'll just try to be very honest here. Even if it is made to order, there is a lot of waste.
Okay.
Yeah. So imagine in mass production, like the amount of waste that is produced. It's actually produced or not used. So we had a couple of challenges, like, trying to sell a made to order concept in the market, because everybody's used to 90 minutes delivery, next day delivery, things like that. So I think initially it was very difficult to communicate, but now people understand. So basically I think Only Ethical came into being because we had a very strong base of brands. They're good brands doing good stuff and really honest stuff. And every brand that we have recruited or onboarded after, we have followed the same ethos in selecting them.
Right.
This is a good brand. They does nice stuff,
Yes. Right.
fabrics, good prints. I've visited their factories, not factories like their unit. Very, 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 very. It's a very well-established homegrown brand as well. What helped Only Ethical is the people that we are associated with.
Lovely, lovely. And I think that credit goes to you to actually find the right people,
Yeah,
who are ethical and sustainable in their operations, or the way.
operations. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's wonderful.
Thank
And
you.
and are these all 40 brands from India, or now you have brands from other places as well?
Right now, we have like 80% of the brands are from India that we have.
Nice. Mhm.
We have few brands from UAE. We
Okay,
have one brand from Sri Lanka. She also upcycles from fabric waste.
nice.
And we have one brand from Ukraine, which is not very active
Yeah,
due to
because of the
some
present
situation.
situation.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Because initially India was our main supplier base, we have already a supply chain system which is kind of sorted in a way. We have a control on the carbon footprint.
Yeah,
All that is kind of sorted. Now, for anything outside India, I just think, okay, let's get a brand from Australia. But I was like, no, but the carbon footprint is going to be
exactly.
just too much. How
Yes,
do we I mean, there's no point in generating so much carbon
yeah.
footprint and then offsetting. We should, kind of balance it. Yeah.
True. It's
But
actually so important, right?
so that's why, we've not actually gone out there and
Hmm.
getting products from very far off,
Yeah, yeah, makes
because
sense. Yeah.
yeah, and but we are trying to, with a certain gaps probably on a website in terms of style, we're trying to find other solutions which is closer to UAE, in terms of carbon footprints and stuff
Right.
like that. It's more reasonable and
Yeah,
it's something manageable in terms of offsetting. I truly don't think we have to have, there's no point in skyrocketing our footprints and then say,
exactly.
look, I offset. That is not how we want to function. And that's not how we are functioning today. I'm fighting hard to stay that way.
I appreciate those efforts
Yeah,
because that is true sustainability.
yeah, actually, it's a milestone. This year, we are able to start offsetting our carbon footprint. Since
Uh-huh.
June, we started doing it. So, the way we work is currently we are offsetting carbon footprints generated for the product journey
Oh,
to
nice.
the customer. So, basically, once it leaves the supplier manufacturer unit,
Right.
from that point till it reaches the customer,
Okay.
we are offsetting the carbon footprints. And the customer has a choice on our website to either choose if they want to offset any part of the carbon footprint. So
Mm-hmm.
let's say if you were to go on our website, choose a product,
Mm-hmm.
um, there is a 25 fills that is showing as a carbon offset, which you can
Okay.
choose to pay or not pay.
Uh-huh.
So this 25 fills is to offset the carbon footprints from, let's say, from the Dubai courier company to your house.
Oh, okay.
So,
Mm.
so the customer is given an option only for the last leg of
Uh-huh.
delivery, whereas
Okay.
we take care of all the other customer
Carbon.
driven footprint. Yeah,
Right.
only for the logistics part, supply chain part,
Yeah.
because that's where we have control. I'm very, very happy that we have been able to kind of, set this aside
Yes.
as a company itself. So we are working with a local company, Olive Gaia, to do
Mm-hmm.
the calculation, certify it, and also find us projects. So right now we are offsetting against renewable energy in Turkey.
Oh, wonderful. Nice.
Act of doing carbon offset, it's still very cluttered in the market as such,
Mm.
so everyone is trying to do what is in their capacity
Okay.
and with the options they have. So until this thing gets more structured, which I think eventually all countries will be obliged to kind of have a carbon tax or, audit at an individual level also, because that's a need of the hour. Yeah.
Coming back to sustainable fashion, What,
Yeah.
according to you, is sustainable fashion?
For us, when we onboard a brand, there are, I think, the four things that we look at, that is people, how they impact the planet, the environment, what is their process, and
Mhm.
how good is their product itself. Like, is it a good quality product? When I say people, you take care of not take care, but you pay them a fair and living wage for your
Yeah.
workers, give them a respectable working conditions, neat and clean areas, keep them comfortable to,
Mm.
actually come and deliver good products. Planet, we focus on the resources that is going into making the product. We focus on onboarding brands who work with natural fabrics only. We don't have synthetic. We don't even do viscose because,
Okay.
as per my understanding, it has a certain impact in the process of making viscose.
Okay.
Even though it is derived from a tree, like a rayon, the process of converting into fabric, there's a chemical, I think it's called carbon monoxide or something.
Okay. Uh-huh.
This is very harmful for water because most of the time it
Yeah.
goes into the rivers next to the production unit where the fabric is made. And this impacts generations of
Yeah.
children and their health, and even old, young, and the future
Yeah.
generation. It
True.
impacts their health. So there is a certain, it's not very structured in terms of viscose production. So
Mm.
we said, okay, we are not doing viscose.
Okay.
But if it is a viscose that is certified, yes, we will look into it. But
Okay.
any generic viscose, we are not doing it. We
Mm.
don't do rayon. We don't do virgin synthetic fabrics like polyester and things like that,
Yeah.
unless it's recycled
Yeah.
or upcycled.
Okay.
These options you will find. Basically, materials which reduces impact on the environment.
Hmm.
Something we look at. And of course, the process, how, what is their process they follow in terms of even designing a certain style, what do they do with the wastage and things like that. Of course, the product itself, we see if that product is interesting for our audience. Is it good quality products? And yeah, I mean, the
I
basic
think good
design
quality
itself.
products are more long lasting as well, right?
Exactly,
Mm.
exactly. Yeah, so these are the things that we look into when it's sustainable
Okay.
fashion. We have structured our onboarding based on this as well. And we also try, like all the brands we work with, they, even for themselves, they are a make on order concept. So they don't
Okay.
produce in mass.
Mm.
They produce only when the order is placed and confirmed by the customer, or they make in small batches during, peak season. You want to kind of meet the requirements
So
of
that is, I think,
customers.
slow fashion, yeah?
Yeah, slow
Mm.
fashion. Yeah.
Right.
So this is what sustainable fashion for
Sustainable
me
fashion.
is. Yeah.
Okay.
So kind of considering all aspects of it.
Yeah.
And what Only Ethical does, like our add on to this whole thing, is that we add an element of making it available to the customer through a green channel, so, by
Yeah.
offsetting carbon and things like that. So actually, it's not just about carbon offset. We have even optimized our supply chain in a way that, the travel time to the customer we have considerably reduced it.
Oh, okay.
So we have done some strategic investments for that. And then the other part is we are also tied up with 1% for Planet, where our contribution, where we want to focus on the humanitarian giving back. So this
Yeah.
is something that we have been doing from 2020. So all these, I would say, giving back, building a green channel, we want this to be more certified and
Right.
more transparent. And that's why we have, signed up with 1% for Planet and Olive Gaia for, to be a
Yeah.
bit
To
more
make the carbon
authentic.
off. Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Calculation. So if you could just briefly explain what is this 1% for Planet initiative?
Yeah, so it's US based.
Okay.
It is founded by the founder of Patagonia.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, even I was
That's
very
the most
interesting.
sustainable brand, I
Yeah,
think.
yeah, it's an inspiration.
Yes.
Patagonia is truly an
Truly
inspiration.
inspiration. Yeah.
Yeah. So the way it works is that you have a yearly membership fee,
Okay. Mm-hmm.
which has gone up now by $500 to $500.
Okay.
And every year
Yeah.
we have to declare what is our revenue
Okay.
and how much we will pay, not how much, we have to pay 1% of that
Okay.
for a course. So
Okay.
you can either, and they have a list of NGOs that is for different activities, in their directory, which we can choose to contribute.
Right.
Or you can find another NGO outside of this directory and you can make contribution there, and then you can just provide the certificate of payment, like a payment confirmation.
Right. Right.
The first year when we had to do it was during COVID. So we chose one from their directory, which was supporting an rural area in India to support a community of people there. Second year, we went with Feeding India by Zomato.
Okay.
We contributed there. And the third year, we supported through Emirates Red Crescent for the victims of the earthquake that happened in Turkey and Syria.
Oh.
So we select different causes, I would say, and more on a humanitarian level, because I think while we are working on the environment part through our products and other processes, we also want to kind of do a bit on that side as well.
I loved your Instagram reel, which you posted, I think, yesterday.
Yes.
Sustainability starts from humanity. That's lovely.
Yeah.
I know.
It's true, right? I mean, it's
Yes,
only
very
when you
much.
start caring,
Yes,
you can be
exactly.
conscious.
I know, exactly. So you have a beautiful collection of eco-friendly clothes. And you also highlighted some of the fabrics. Like you also mentioned about khara kapas, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, if you could just elaborate a little more on all these eco-friendly fabrics for people to identify what can be considered as, eco-friendly.
Yeah, sure. So there are two types. One is virgin fabrics and one is upcycle, recycle fabrics.
Yeah.
So in virgin fabrics, you have organic cotton, natural cotton, and hemp, linen. There's other alternate fabrics coming. I think ramen is also a very interesting fabric, which
Is
feeds.
bamboo also a eco-friendly fabric, or does it all use a lot of chemical additives and all?
So there's a lot of greenwashing happening
Yeah.
in terms of fabric. I'll tell you an example. We are working on a project right now, and we've been trying to source fabrics for it. There is a certain fabric we want to use, and people have been selling us or pitching to us. So they want to, they're trying to sell this to us in mix of viscose, polyester. And then even though you're like absolutely clear, like that I don't want anything that is made from these materials, give me a cotton-based fabric. Okay, I'll tell you, it's a fabric called Bemberg. Okay, Bemberg is an alternate fabric now. It's actually made from the waste of cotton. Cotton plant, the flower of the cotton. So it is it's actually a very sustainable alternate fabric right now that's used in. It has this nice satin finish, but in the market, if you go, you have to be very careful what you get, because people are mixing it with viscose, they're mixing it with polyester, and but they don't tell you that. They just tell you it's Bemberg.
Okay.
And you were like, okay, this is Bemberg. Okay, I will buy it. So, our project is just getting delayed because of, we are not able to find that genuine. I think that's when certifications helps a lot, but not everyone can afford certifications. Very expensive. So coming back to your question about bamboo, it's very important you check where it's made, how it is made. I mean, anything for that matter, we have to be very sure where it is made. Bamboo can be very sustainable.
Okay.
And if it is not made in an ethical production unit, and if it's mass produced, so as soon as it's mass produced, there's a lot of chemicals and things going into the production of it. So yes, bamboo can be a sustainable fabric, but it's so widely used right now. So you have to get into the details of how it is made and who's making it. And kind of be sure that what you're getting into, and then it makes sense. But like fabrics like organic cotton, so if you have to call something organic, you need to have the GOTS certification,
Yeah,
otherwise you cannot. So there is some validity there. There
exactly.
is no control over fabrics like bamboo that can be certified. At least
Oh,
I'm not aware of.
okay.
Hemp is a very nice fabric, something
Mhm.
that I have been recently using a lot.
Okay.
And I love the fabric. It gives you a nice, I mean, like, rusty look, and it's
Uh-huh.
very comfortable,
Uh-huh.
especially in this weather. And depending on the density of the fabric, it does not crease a lot.
Okay. I think that's
And
a great plus point because people always
yes,
want wrinkle-free clothes.
yes, yeah, but then wrinkle is also has its own
Oh, exactly.
beauty.
I think now also the trend has come with wrinkled clothes, right?
Yes, exactly. Yeah, there's a wrinkle collection going,
Yeah, yeah.
crinkle
Crinkle,
collection.
yeah, yeah.
So, hemp is my current favorite fabric,
Nice.
and it's just that it can be a little pricey at this
Yeah.
point, because there is not many countries producing hemp.
Okay.
The similar challenge that organic cotton had, like
Yeah.
5 to maybe 10 years back. It
Mm.
was very highly priced. Now the prices have come down a lot, and then in between it increased. Now it's, yeah. So these are the fabrics. See, there are a lot of alternate fabrics. There is banana fabric, there is soya fabric.
Oh,
Somebody was telling me about aloe vera fabric.
oh, is it? Okay.
So it's very interesting when you hear it, but there's a lot
Yeah.
of wrong information that's going on in the market, so we have to be very careful. Bamberg is actually a very nice fabric. I've seen the
Mm.
original one, which is 100% Bamberg, and it's very, very good fabric. But again, you have to be sure where you're sourcing it from.
Yeah.
And also, I personally like hand woven fabrics, like in countries like India, Pakistan,
Yeah.
Egypt. There's a very the fabric is it's in the DNA of these countries, right?
Exactly.
So I actually started wearing khadi after I started Only Ethical.
Nice.
Till then, I was not very, I didn't know what is khadi. I mean, I knew, but
Yeah,
it's
but
not something that I would wear.
exactly.
But now I have a lot of khadi cotton in my wardrobe. So that is, it's a nice fabric. It's very light, good for
Khadi
the skin.
cotton, it is hand woven. That's why it's
And
called hand woven, right?
yeah, there is the weaving is
Different.
called khadi.
Ah,
So
okay.
everything is a weave.
Okay.
Cotton is the base, khadi is the
And I think
weave.
that gives a lot of employment to these village
Yes,
artisans, right? Who are
yes.
actually losing this
Yeah, the technique, there's
technique of
this,
khadi.
yes.
Yeah.
So that's what I love about the brands that we work with. They
Uh,
actually reach out to communities in different corners of India.
nice.
And they find people and they give them jobs.
Mm.
So when you look at a country like India, you have a lot of traditions
Yeah.
spread all across, like, and there are different fabrics, different embroidery, different designs spread all across the country. So imagine taking a tour around the country just to find fabrics and people
True.
who do what you have in your mind. That is very, very, very interesting. And it's
Mm.
culture,
Yes,
even
yes.
even historically, India
Yeah.
was is known for the fabric and the culture of weaving.
Natural
That's in the
dyes
DNA.
and
In
yeah,
natural dyes, it's in the
yeah.
DNA of the country. So
True.
so it's very, I mean, to be very honest, I am more close to my country since
Yeah.
last
Oh, nice.
4-5 years through Only Ethical, in terms of, the culture of fabric making, and
Right.
how do you say, the artisanal
Yeah.
creativity that is there.
Understanding the, yeah,
Understanding.
exactly.
And it's not just India, like, I've through this, I've become more interested in other countries, what
Yeah.
is that they are producing. I've started learning about fabrics in Egypt.
Nice.
What are they making? Even in Pakistan, like these very popular in Pakistan as well.
Oh,
And, learning that, that culture that we both countries have, it's very
same.
interesting. And I recently discovered, not recently, some couple of years back, which was a very interesting information. The linen from Pakistan is one of the best linen.
Oh, is it? Okay.
And I've seen the fabric, but I've not actually had anything made out of it. But if anybody's looking for some good linen, Pakistan linen is supposed to be. I mean, they're already famous for their leather, but linen is also a very good fabric that comes from
Nice.
Pakistan. So yeah, that's for me, that is in terms of virgin fabrics.
Yeah.
Then I also like the concept of upcycle and recycle. I do have a lot of upcycle and recycle in my wardrobe. I like the concept of, reusing.
Yeah. I was actually going to ask about upcycled fabrics a bit later, but yeah, if you could explain what is the concept of upcycling fabrics, because people sometimes have this notion that it is made from waste, used cloth scrap, right? And how is it environmentally friendly?
Again, under upcycle, there are two ways of doing it. One is, like, for example, what Doodlage does is that they go out into the textile industries. And so what happens in mills who produce a lot of fabrics, they work for mass-produced brands. So even to produce, there is always extra fabric that they have to make. That sometimes the brands don't buy from them, or they're not paid for it, or whatever. So this lies in their warehouse, and it's not sold. So obviously, they have to clear out their space.
Yes.
So so Doodlage was one of the companies in India who started sourcing from these waste fabrics. So these are actually brand new fabrics, but they source from the textile industries, and they make from them. So it's actually excess production which they're using.
Nice.
So
which would otherwise go to the landfill, I think.
Landfill,
they throw it away, is it?
or they just burn it.
Oh my God. Really? Okay.
Yeah. So they kind of innovate how to use the fabric. See, when you're upcycling, the design process is different. You have to first see the resource available and then design.
Yeah.
Whereas when you're using virgin resources, you design first and then you go for your resources. This is what I understood. Yeah. I might be wrong. I'm not a designer. Yeah, so they buy plain fabrics and they do new prints on it to make it look quirky, more interesting. And if the fabric has any damage, they do embroideries there.
Nice.
Because most of the time the fabrics are rejected because of some, the line is not straight, or, there's a hole somewhere. So they kind of fix all those defects through embroideries and get smart about it. And they make, I love what Doodlage does.
I love those, that collection. Yeah. Very nice.
Yes. And what is special is that it's all limited.
Yeah.
Because you're just making
it's very
things.
unique. Each dress is very unique. It's like a boutique store.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. And the fabric runs out, the design runs out. You can't have the same thing. So that is the upcycle bit. There is also what they do is that whatever waste that comes out of making a dress, for example, they use that to make bags. They shred the fabric, make paper out of it. So there's a lot.
Yes, I remember you had
You remember the notebook?
Yes, fabric waste notebooks, right?
Yes.
Wonderful.
So that's made from cotton waste, actually. So they shred the fabric in their in the production unit that comes as cut pieces, and they make notebook out of it. The other type is like, for example, this is normally done on a one-to-one basis, not like, they launch a collection as such on our website. Is that like, if you have an old sari or an old jean that you want to get it upcycled to make it some, repair something here, or make a sari into a dress, or, that kind of, or a bed sheet into something else. They kind of upcycle that as well, but that is more on one-to-one basis. So that's the upcycling concept. Now, recycle, again, it's a very uncontrolled word used in terms of, the sustainable fashion. Like I was hearing a video the other day, and the lady was saying, you might have just one or two threads of recycled yarn in a dress, and they can call it made from recycled fabric. So there
Really?
is, yeah, this is happening out there. So what I'm trying to say is that there is no proper regulation on how a product can be called as recycled.
Yeah, because you think if it's a sold as recycled
Yeah,
polyester t-shirt, I assume that the entire t-shirt is made of
it
recycled.
could be. It could be. What
Yeah,
I'm saying, there are also people doing this. Yeah, there are people doing 100% recycled polyester, like 100%.
right, right.
And there are also people, using it as a marketing
Mm,
communication
yeah.
to
So is there
take
any
advantage.
pointers how we can detect whether
I think knowing where you're buying it from,
yes.
you should be careful with that. I think this will take it. It will not take any much longer for this to get more structured. Like I think in Europe and France, Netherlands, Germany, they're working on legislations to control the sustainable fashion terms. What you can call what and things like that.
Hmm.
So yeah, again, recycled. You have to be a little. You make a choice, I would
Hmm.
say. Like there's a lot of hype around making recycled polyester t-shirt from plastic bottles or any other plastic, like
Yeah,
plastic granules. Is the recycled polyester t-shirt solving an environmental issue? That is
that's
something that
debatable.
is debatable. Plastic is a good component. Yeah, it
Yeah,
helps a lot of things. It makes a lot
yeah,
of things, even in medical, in
yeah,
hospitals,
yeah, of
plastics are
course.
very important in terms of, the syringe and things like
True,
that.
true.
Hopefully they'll bring about some other solutions in
Yeah,
the future.
solution.
Right now, plastic is available
Right.
and it is useful in certain sectors, very useful actually.
Yeah.
So, I think we have to be more conscious about what recycled products you want to add in your lifestyle. Is recycling from plastic bottles, is it really sustainable? That is, you have to make your own research and make a
Yeah,
decision on, because again, you have recycled polyester t-shirt, then there's microplastic.
exactly.
Every
Yeah.
time you wash, there is scientific evidence, that
Yes.
the microplastic going out into the oceans, into the environment. It reached even Antarctica. So,
Yeah, so sad.
yeah, yeah. So, we have to make that conscious decision. If recycled plastic is a good option, I have my own views about it. But having said that, there are certain activities which require us to wear a durable polyester fabric, like
Mm.
uniforms and things like that.
Mm.
But again, can we find alternate
Yeah.
solutions
I wish
for that?
for uniforms they have more of, natural fabrics than
Yeah.
these
I
polyester
think
because children are wearing it every day
every day,
in
yes.
and
I don't
out.
like it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
I don't like
Mm.
it. So I was recently watching a podcast,
Mm-hmm.
and in that the gentleman there, he was saying that it's very recently that polyester and nylon is considered as a durable dry fit fabric. But
Mm.
in the past, I think past, like, I'm not sure, he mentioned some years,
Yeah.
but the days when there was black and white television, athletes, they used to wear wool
Oh, okay.
for their, races and things like that. So
Mm.
wool was considered as it's natural
Mm.
and considered as a dry fit material.
Oh, okay. Mm.
So he's like, what happened to wool? Why are we not using wool and things like that? So yeah, so there's, I'm sure somebody has to invest in, doing a proper research around it.
Yeah.
Recycled plastic is still very much cheaper than wool, actually. So wool as in, I think it was merino wool. So yeah, there is a cost matter there, obviously. And the other type of recycled fabric is post-consumer waste fabric.
Mm-hmm.
So what happens, like, the t-shirt I wear, one day I decide not to wear.
Yeah.
Uh, I kind of give it to a recycling unit. They
Mm-hmm.
can make shreds of this t-shirt, and
Okay.
they can make yarns out of it and make new fabric out of it. So
Nice.
all that is, yeah. So then they go through lab tests and stuff like that to see if the fabric is strong enough, durable enough to kind of, be
So
wearable.
even if the fabric is like a mixture of two, three fibers, it still
Yeah.
can be recycled. Yeah.
Yeah, it can be
Oh,
recycled.
nice.
We had couple of collections like that. They tried with denim.
Oh, nice.
Uh, yeah, so denim, it was shredded into yarns and they made new
Okay.
fabric out of it. So normally, right now with the options that's available in the market, the post-consumer waste fabrics are less durable,
Mm-hmm.
uh, therefore not wearable for long. So they
Oh,
mix it with certain percentage of virgin fabric, like
okay.
with natural cotton or something. So that time it becomes a bit more durable.
Okay.
So, there are solutions,
Yeah.
and some people fortunately are working on it. So yeah, I think whatever suits your lifestyle and
Mm.
whatever suits, whatever you're convinced with your research, that should be, I mean, that's how you make a choice on what kind of materials to wear.
Right. Yeah. True. Nice. That was a great explanation. Regarding eco-friendly accessories,
Yeah.
can you highlight the problem with non-eco-friendly accessories? And like, again, why do we need to go for eco-friendly accessories? Your collection is beautiful. I love it. I mean, all the accessories you have is so genuine and beautiful. You never feel the need to go
Yeah.
for these, synthetic products.
Yes.
But yeah, if you could explain our audience that, what is the problem with these non-eco-friendly, or what comes in the category of eco-friendly and non-eco-friendly accessories?
So again, we have tried to offer accessories, jewelry, which is made from metals. We
Mm.
have brass, we have silver. So we have stayed with this, and we also had some accessories which were made with glass beads at some
Oh,
point.
uh-huh.
So we were very specific. We will not do the plastic beads
Yeah.
on the website. So we got it clarified.
I think even your bags are made of very nice, fiber or fabric, which is very eco-friendly. Or
Yes.
do you still have those bags, which I remember a
We used to
long time?
have a nice brand which was made from cork.
Ah, okay.
They
Mm-hmm.
actually stopped, the brand did not they stopped working.
Ah,
Now they have relaunched, and we are supposed to get in touch with them to see if they want to relaunch on our website and things
right.
like that.
Mm-hmm.
So cork is a interesting fabric,
Mm.
sorry,
A
material for
material.
bags.
Mm.
Yeah. So again, I'll just touch upon jewelry a
Yeah,
bit.
yeah.
For jewelry, I don't know about you, but at least for me, I'm not a very jewelry person,
Same
but
here.
I
You
like
can
to
see
buy.
I'm like plain.
Yeah, me too.
The
I don't know.
canvas is plain.
Like, yes. So, I like people who create things. I
Yeah.
like design. But somehow for me, wearing jewelry for myself does not come very easily. I have
Mm.
to make an effort. I don't spend time to see this. Though I wish I did, because when I see people doing that, they look beautiful.
I
It's
know
very nice.
exactly.
And I don't have that capability to kind of mix and match and see it work. Sometimes I do,
Yeah.
and I just hope that it looks good. And anyways, but I do buy. Now,
Mm.
the problem with me is I don't use, I buy. And I always think like, and in the past, I used to buy a lot of, synthetic, like, plastic, the cheap
Mm.
ones that you get in the market.
Right.
And I had so much, and in the end, I would not use any of it and then
Yeah.
just throw them. or they
Mm.
just get naturally thrown out. I sound like a very unorganized person, but I'm getting there.
I was
Please
the same actually. I used to
yeah,
buy everything I found beautiful, but as you said, I never knew how to.
wear it, right?
Yeah, I don't wear it. Just it was for collection.
Yeah.
So it just, I think through
Yeah.
time, if you don't wear those cheap stuff, it just gets discolored
Yeah,
or
they
it gets spoiled.
exactly they
Like
get black and then
black. Yeah.
it hurts the ears and stuff
Yes,
like that.
yes.
So now I have so since I discovered, wearing, so some people are allergic to brass,
Yeah. Oh, okay.
fortunately. And so we always tell people if you're allergic to brass, we have a silver option. If the option
Mm.
is available.
Yeah.
And yeah, so now I've become a bit more structured in my purchasing of jewelry. And
Yeah.
what I've seen is, like how you said, these materials, they don't get worn out. It's still there. And if
Yes.
tomorrow I decide to give it to somebody, it's still in a good condition. Or if I decide to wear it on one fine day, it's still in good condition. I don't have to worry about, is it getting black or is it getting a little painful for my ears or things like
Yeah.
that. So
Yeah.
that is something I feel, and also the synthetic ones, again, it's small pieces going out in the environment.
Yes. Microplastics again. Yeah.
Microplastic again. So we are trying to so it's a difficult space for me because there are some beautiful stuffs people create using
Mm.
synthetic materials,
Yeah.
but I
Yeah.
can't work with them.
I
But
know.
I need to, and I mean, it's like their designs, their passion works for those materials.
Mm.
I wish they find alternates for that,
Yeah.
truly,
True.
because they're beautiful stuff. I also like ceramic
Yeah.
jewelries are very nice.
Oh, wow.
uh,
You get jewelry
yeah,
in ceramic as well, yeah?
yeah,
I thought
jewelry.
it's
We
only
had
for those, crockery items.
progress. No, they have started making. We had one lady from Ukraine. She had sent us some earrings for our website. We still have them.
Nice.
So she was saying it's actually she heats them in the oven. The I don't know
Oh,
what's it called, furnace or
for a
something like that.
kiln or
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
and then she actually kind of does it with hand. So I
Wow.
like jewelry that is made by hand.
Yes.
That's very very homegrown, unique,
Mm,
that you cannot find outside.
true.
So with jewelry, what we try to do is we focus on the material is more metal based, but there is not much eco-friendly option other than metal based. But so we focus on the process of making it and the brand itself, like if they're homegrown, it's an ethical production, and what is the impact of the waste from these
Yeah.
brands. So that's how we make a selection for jewelry.
Mm.
Bags, it's very difficult to be honest. We had a website, a brand sell with us, which had cork, which is good quality cork actually. Then
Mm-hmm.
we had another brand, which was selling with Pinatex, but that didn't
Oh,
work very well because it
okay.
was not very durable what they were using.
Okay.
So and then there's also this vegan leather
Ah,
that's there
yeah.
in the market, which is very debatable.
Yes.
And we get contacted a lot to
Mm.
list vegan leather on our website, and we're like, no, it's not. I mean, show me
Unless
apple leather. That is
exactly. Yeah.
it's
True.
vegan leather is like basically plastic.
Yeah. It's
It's
just greenwashing. Like just
it's
put
just
the term
greenwashing.
vegan and
Yes,
you
they
sell
think it's
anything.
yeah. Yeah, exactly. So with bags, I feel we are not having enough options out there. So that's
Mm.
why our collection is also not very, we need to work on that a bit more.
Yeah.
Um, there are
What do you
options.
think about banana fiber bags? Are they like
Yeah,
there is some, in the market banana fiber. They look quite what do you say, raw, like the
yeah,
fiber looks quite raw, but
yeah.
yeah, it looks pretty good. What do you think about those bags?
I think it looks very close to Pinatex. Have you
Is
seen
it?
Pinatex?
Pinatex is
It's a
no.
pineapple.
Pineapple. Yeah, I think. Yeah, yeah. I
Yeah,
remember.
so I think it's very close to this.
Mm,
So I just feel that because right now in all these fabrics,
yeah.
sorry, materials that I've seen for bags,
Mm,
I like cork. I
Okay.
like apple leather.
Yeah.
These two are something that I've
I
seen
think
the
they're
products.
durable as well, right?
Durable,
Mm.
exactly.
Mm.
Because when it comes to bags and wallets and things like
Yeah.
that, you
Mm.
use it a lot. Like, you
Yes.
keep,
Yes. And
you
bags, I think you are like carrying weight as well. So,
wait, even canvas bag is good. I like canvas. So you have so when so the thing what I found with Pinatics banana fiber we did not have, but I've seen the material.
mm,
It's nice for those who understands it, but
yeah,
it's not something that can appeal easily to everybody.
I understand. Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Very true.
especially in GCC market, what we have seen is people are very brand conscious when it comes to
Yeah.
their bags and wallets. And then you're telling them, I have a bag of cork which costs like 500, 600 dirhams. They're like, okay, why should I pay for a non-branded bag so much,
Yeah.
So then at least I should be able to tell them that this is durable, and at the
Mm.
same time, it makes an impact on the environment, or you say less impact on the environment, things like that. So yeah, so it really depends on what options you have
Yeah.
and your lifestyle, and you pick
Yeah.
that suitable for you. So right now, yeah, like I said, cork and apple leather is something I like a lot. And
Mm.
also there is recycled plastic bags available. So
Oh,
I think there's a brand
yeah.
called Veganology. It's a UAE
Oh,
based brand.
okay.
Uh, we
Good
we do
knowledge.
not have them on our website, but it's a brand that I follow, and they have good stuff as well. It's a UAE based brand.
Okay. It's like a recycled plastic, is it?
Yeah, recycled plastic. And I think they also have apple leather, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Yeah, yeah. They have some good stuff.
Mm.
Now, yeah, so that is about jewelry and accessories. And so it's not a very organized category in terms of
Mm.
because we are in this region. If you go to Canada and Australia, they have a lot of options there. The materials they have there is much more advanced.
I think even
Uh,
for the hair bands, they have organic cotton bands and
Cotton, which
mm,
again, I'm sorry,
is yeah,
I
yeah.
have too many I think too
No,
much.
actually, you
I
should know. Even I am like that. Like, I
Yeah,
question everything.
everything. So initially when I started Only Ethical, our packaging was made of organic cotton.
Ah,
And later, when I realized the resources that go into making
mm,
organic cotton, I realized that it's such a waste.
yeah.
Why should I use organic cotton
For
for
packaging.
packaging, that it's an insult to the resources that's gone into
Yeah, yeah.
making that organic cotton. So
True.
that's when we moved from organic, we use fabric waste for our packaging.
Nice. Okay.
Following the same concept, do you really need an organic cotton scrunchie?
You
You
can
know,
make it from scraps, right? Fabric
scraps, if
scraps.
scraps,
Yes.
yeah, you can recycle, upcycle, and there are a lot of options for
Yeah.
fabric waste out in the market.
Yes, yes.
So now what's happening is the fabric waste concept is growing so much around the world
Uh-huh.
that the textile industries and mills, they are kind of, trying to sell it.
Okay. They're not giving
So
it for
they,
free.
no, you cannot get it like, okay, I'll give you space. And
Yeah, I know.
oh, now they're kind of,
It's
you
become
need
a
to have that.
resource now.
Yeah, it's become a resource. So,
Yeah.
because the availability is there, the
Yeah, yeah. True.
station
And they
touch.
can monetize that waste now.
Yeah,
So why
of
not?
course. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
True. But yeah, in a way, I think it's good because at least that waste won't end up in the landfill and it'll be considered as
Yeah.
something precious and
Something is
used.
used, it's
Yeah,
used, and yeah,
used again.
the lifetime is
Is
increased. And
increased. Yeah, true. Very true. Nice.
so, just one thing I want to add, which we try to tell our customers also, like we as a retailer or a brand, we find some good products, send it to you. That for us, it's the job is like about finding products, getting it to you through a green channel in our own capacity. But after that, the responsibility is yours. You
Mm,
have to take care of the product, follow the care instructions properly, like
Yeah, if
wear
you
it as much as you can, share it, thrift it, do swap it, do whatever you want. But after the product reaches you, it's the customer's or an individual's responsibility, which
yeah.
we do not have a control on it yet. But, and I think that's very important to make this whole thing more circular, I would say.
Yeah. Would you
Um,
consider like accepting worn out clothes and again do something out of it in future,
Uh,
might be?
yeah, I mean, yes, I'm a very strong believer of circularity. This
Yeah.
is the need for circularity. And this is something we will look into once we have that scale of operation.
Yeah.
And even, kind of getting into the thrift market,
Yeah.
how we can plug into that, that will be very interesting for us. We're just kind of studying how it is, kind of developing in the region. Again, the scale of operation is much different when it comes to thrifting.
Yeah.
But, and we have to see how it fits Only Ethical, the solution that we are currently offering, and
Yeah.
how we can plug it in. So, yeah, there is upcycling, recycling will be. I mean, we want to get into that game, not game, I would say that purpose,
Hmm.
but it's just about how we can get the resources for it.
Yes, true. Yeah, nice. I just wanted to ask you, can you explain to, the audience in layman terms how your sustainable fashion business model works? And, or actually, you have explained that quite a lot in the conversation now, but what ways is it different from a fast fashion business?
We have sort of partnered with, like 1% for Planet, Gaia. So we are not just talking, we are
Yeah.
actually doing the
Yes.
things.
Yeah.
And we have, like I mentioned, made some strategic investments to even make sure the supply chain is more greener. There is what we want to bring is real conversation out there about consumerism and, fast consumption. Hence the reason why we have a make on order concept, which means, you place an order only then the product is actually made and then sent to you. Delivery timeline is longer but that is how we want to operate today, because we are again speaking about waste management and things like that. So how are we different? I think it's the way we curate the brands, the products that we have on our website, and we are actually showing evidences of what we are doing, and we are not in the game of, kind of, how do you say, use and throw.
Yes,
Right.
yes, true.
Like, just to give you an example, like I know many fast fashion brands, one of the challenges they have is that people order a lot from them, like 10-15 pieces. They try them and they send back all 10-15, or maybe 14 of them they send back. So there is we don't encourage that.
Yeah.
So we have a very strict return policy. We charge fees for return, which many fast fashion brands have started doing now.
Okay.
Like H&M and Zara and people, brands like that. So the idea is, while we are taking the responsibility of selling, we would like the customers also to take the responsibility of conscious buying.
Yeah.
So when we have people ordering many items, we reach out to them and ask them, see, you have chosen XYZ size. Is this your true size? Do you want us to help you to choose the correct size and things like that? So we have that conversation going,
Nice.
and help the customers to choose the right size for them.
Okay.
And most of the return conversations happen because of the sizes, right?
Yes. Mm.
So, we are reducing the probability of return in that case. So, yeah, so what I'm trying to say is that we are actually doing the opposite of what most fast
Fast fashion.
fashion, fast consuming product e-commerce marketplace do today, doing it by offering sustainable products through a more ethical channels, I would say.
Wonderful. Beautifully said. Very nice.
Thank you.
What were your challenges while running an ethical fashion business? Do customers support the concept of slow and ethical fashion?
More and more, obviously, the mindset is changing.
Nice.
So I think the idea of us having different price points on our website is kind of making it more accessible to the
Mm.
audience, and more attractive for many more people.
Yeah.
And so we are growing that awareness through the products that we have. And like like I mentioned, when you place an order, we send a message asking, the size, we also explain to them the delivery timelines. So many are like, oh my God, that's too long. And then we explain to them the reasons why. No, 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 no. So if you're looking for something urgent, probably we're not the best place to buy.
Mm.
There are other options. But like, if you are ready to plan for
A little
future
ahead. Mm.
deliveries, yeah, we could be helpful. So that understanding has changed a lot.
Nice.
uh, and I think it's about being brave and trying it.
Yeah.
uh, when I was launching Only Ethical, many people told me, oh no, it will not work because
Mm.
your delivery timeline is too long. I said, but this is the reason why we're doing it.
Yeah.
But and then when you keep repeating the same thing over and over and over again, and when people keep hearing the same thing over and over again, it's basically how we have taught fast consumerism.
Yes.
We have also kind of and I don't want to say kind of pushing it on them. I would say
No, but
educate or
the message just seeps into,
yes,
people.
yeah,
And I think times are changing. I'm glad
changing,
people
yeah,
are moving away from consumerism slowly because
yeah,
the conversation is so strong. It's
yeah,
everywhere.
exactly,
There are so many discussions happening about the waste and the problem with
yeah,
overconsumption. So the
yeah,
trend is changing a bit. And
changing, yeah.
so I think, yeah, as you said, if we keep on repeating and
Repeating, yeah. And
be
it's very important.
persistent on that model,
Yeah.
I'm sure people will get used to it. It's just a matter of
Yes.
time, right?
Yeah. And then people like you, who do podcast and,
Mm.
try to bring a story, like a story, like Only Ethical out there. It's more ears, more eyeballs, So yeah, so I think we all are the change makers.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I think this is why I started the podcast, frankly speaking, because I thought sustainable, change makers are not
Yeah.
getting enough, what do you say, that visibility in this world. And we need to speak more about what options are available and
Yeah.
how many businesses are taking that risk and trying to do good for the society, and they definitely need to be celebrated and talked about. And they
Yeah.
should be, they are because only then, frankly speaking, might be people don't know such options exist.
Exactly.
So they never get to explore those options. So
Yeah.
once they hear more about it, I'm sure there will be a change. And
Yeah. Yeah. Of course. Of course. Yes.
that's nice. So, lastly, any advice you have about how people can make more mindful, sustainable choices when it comes to fashion?
Apart from Only Ethical.
Good one.
Yeah, I think always know where you're buying it from. See, we offer sustainable fashion. There's a certain price point that's available on our website. There is a range, yeah. But you have to see what works for you, what works for your lifestyle. And there's also a lot of thrifting options available right now. I think a good sustainable wardrobe is a mix of, from sustainable brands, thrift, swap. That's a beautiful story
Yeah,
to say.
yeah.
Because one of the thing is that fashion employs around 75 million people globally.
Wow.
So
Okay.
yeah, so that's huge. Yeah,
Yeah.
and I'm not sure if the weavers in small
Yeah.
villages.
Are counted in. Yeah.
So there's a huge workforce that's depending on this fashion industry. So economically, it is very difficult to say that just we all start walking naked, or we don't buy any clothes,
Exactly.
because there is livelihoods
Yes.
depending on this. But at the same time, we also have an issue of overproduction, overconsumption happening. So to balance that, I think a mix of buying from sustainable brands, swapping, thrifting, is good. I mean, you can have your options in terms of price points as well, styles as
Mm.
well, and yeah, that's how my wardrobe is. It's a mix of sustainable brands. It's a mix of thrifted pieces, swapped pieces. I buy
Nice.
shoes from friends,
Wonderful.
so yeah. Yeah, I think assess your lifestyle and see how you can make it a bit more sustainable with different options available, because we are all responsible of what's happening today. So let's work together. Yeah.
Nice. Wonderful. Thanks, Deepthi. It was a
Thank
very
you, Pallavi. Sorry.
enlightening conversation, and
Thanks
I
for the opportunity.
no, really, and I appreciate your work, your dedication, and your
Nice
determination for
determination. Yes.
staying, as true to as sustainable as possible. And
Possible.
I
Exactly.
really love it. And I,
Thank you
I,
very
I
much.
definitely want people to support such brands, because I think in fast fashion, if you're buying 10 clothes, it's you can buy only what is needed, and you can definitely support sustainable brands. So
Yes.
in by having sustainable clothing, we are supporting all the people in the supply chain, like right from
Exactly.
the production to everyone. So
Yes.
that's wonderful. It was a great conversation I had. I
Thank you
really
very much. Same here. Me too. I enjoyed it.
thank you so much.
Okay. Have
Bye.
a good day. Bye.
Same to you. Bye.